now the world situation is terrible. But there's also an opportunity. And one of the best examples to look at collective transformation is the process in biology that is called metamorphosis. I think if you're familiar with biology, you know what metamorphosis is, when something like a caterpillar becomes a butterfly. The two are quite different. A caterpillar is like a worm. A butterfly is a very magical creature with beautiful colors that flies. This is what happens. At a certain point in its development, a caterpillar becomes very greedy. It starts to consume more than it needs. And when its consumption exceeds its metabolic needs, the caterpillar's body starts to die. And it starts to liquefy. But within the body of the caterpillar, there are a few cells here and there that scientists refer to as the imaginal cells. Imaginal cells. Because these imaginal cells are dreaming a new reality. Literally. These imaginal cells, they vibrate in a different frequency of consciousness. And when the caterpillar's body recognizes these imaginal cells, they attack them. The immune cells of the caterpillar, they attack the imaginal cells. But because the imaginal cells are vibrating at a different frequency, they remain immune to the onslaught. Soon the immune cells give up, and then what happens is the imaginal cells start to gather in little clusters. A cluster here, a cluster here, a cluster here, a cluster here. And then something else happens. The imaginal cell clusters, they start to connect with each other. So this cluster of imaginal cells connects with this cluster of imaginal cells, which connects with this cluster of imaginal cells. And when the connectivity of the imaginal cells reaches a critical mass, a critical threshold, then something magical happens. A gene, a genetic code that has been lying dormant in the body of the caterpillar, it wakes up. And in that genetic code is the information for wings, is the information for a new heart, the information for antenna, the information for legs, the information for a new metabolic rate, because the metabolic rate of a flying creature has to be different from the metabolic rate of a worm. All that is coded in the gene. And the gene which was sleeping wakes up because of the connectivity of the imaginal cells. And as the rest of the body of the caterpillar starts to die, then the imaginal cells, they start to use the dying carcass of the caterpillar as their nutritive soup. It becomes the culture medium that the imaginal cells use to grow and to connect. And soon a butterfly emerges with the flight to freedom. And the reason I tell you this story, there are two reasons. One is that right in this room, you are the imaginal cells. Because you are saying, we don't want the old reality. We want a new reality. Like you, there are many imaginal cells today on this earth. People who are saying, it's no longer tolerable that we have so much injustice in the world, that we have so much poverty, that we fight to solve our problems, that we are destroying our planet. We want to imagine a new reality for ourselves. And we know that we can do it. And like you, there are imaginal cells. In fact, even your organization has imaginal cells all over the world. The next step is to connect. The same gene that codes for the wings of the butterfly, the same gene codes for the beating of the human heart. It looks like, and this is a true biological example, that a gene was discovered 300 million years ago, and God said, I'll keep it and I'll put it in the human heart, because in the human heart is the longing for a new reality. And all this terrorism, all these disasters, this is the nutritive soup of the dying carcass of the old paradigm. Because if it wasn't there, the yearning would not be there. So please, start to imagine the new reality. Because through you and through your transformation, the world will be transformed. Mahatma Gandhi used to say, there is no way to peace, peace is the way. And Mahatma Gandhi also said, can you be the change that you wish to see in the world? Because in your transformation is the transformation of the world. There are 7 practices: being peace, thinking peace, feeling peace, speaking peace, acting peace, sharing peace, and celebrating peace. And let us all do it. Because if we do it in consciousness even, we will transform the world. And the organization, this beautiful organization that you have given me a great privilege to be part of you. You are the leaders that can bring about this transformation. Let's not waste our consciousness, which is so powerful, because through this consciousness, we are now on the brink of transformation, where culture and humanity and compassion and love will dominate the world, and militarism will be obsolete. Thank you very much.